Hello everyone and welcome to February. Happy new month to every one of you. This is your friend Olubenga Oyoniro. I'm delighted to be in your face again on yet another episode of the Candid Takes podcast. I'm still speaking to teachers, and for the whole of February I want to really talk about what I call truths about teaching. I've had the privilege of being in this profession now for well over a decade. And in the course of that time, I have made countless mistakes. I have suffered from my mistakes. I have learned from my mistakes, and I have grown from my mistakes. And it's my desire to share some of these bodies of knowledge that I came into through time with as many people as would find this video. So very quickly today, I want to talk about truth number one, and that is you don't know everything. Simple, straightforward, short. You don't know everything. Raise your hand if you've ever been in situations where your kids, if you teach the primary school, they get disappointed in you that there was something they were talking about or a question they asked you and you didn't know what to say about it, and they're like, and you call yourself a teacher. And so the truth is, that's our life, right? Sometimes these kids exalt us to amazing heights, and one of those amazing heights is that they equate us with God. But it's your responsibility as a teacher not to let yourself get deceived. Number one, you don't know everything. It's important that we accept this. It's important that we believe this. And it's important that we internalize it. Because what is going to happen next to us is that we'll begin to see classrooms everywhere. Every opportunity to come into not knowing something or come into finding out that we do not know something becomes an opportunity to learn. It prepares us to learn, not minding who the teacher is, whether it's a kid or an adult, not really minding where it is. Our focus is that, when this is over, I'm going to be better. It's something that I imbibed years ago, and it's changed my life. I've had to learn from situations that look like insults. I've had to learn from people who didn't know how to brush my ego and make it shine. They just gave the word and that was it. It was left for me to see that I needed the information and to grow from there. So when you realize that you don't know everything, in my own little understanding, what it does for you, if you accept that reality properly, is that it positions you to always learn. So how do you exactly profit from the realization of the fact that you don't know everything? Number one that I would say to any teacher is be honest with yourself. You might have a university degree, you might have a master's degree, you might even have a PhD, but you don't know everything. You need to tell yourself that, and you need to position your mind for such. That you're going to be learning with every opportunity you get, that it's not about you, it's about the quality of knowledge that is required from you in the position that you occupy. I want to say very quickly that as far as teaching is concerned, we all are condemned to eternal learning. I love to say that we are sentenced to a life imprisonment in the environment of learning. Until the end of life, we will have to learn, especially if you're going to remain in this profession for a long time. So the first thing you want to do, knowing full well that you don't know everything, is that you want to tell yourself the truth. You want to accept this reality. Then secondly, you need to sit down and chart your growth course. Find out the exact things that you do not know. List them out, I would advise. List them out. Understand the gaps of knowledge in your life and write them down. Having written them down, number two, you will have to decide on what to pick first. The order of your learning. What do you want to begin with? What do you want to pick next? You must decide on that. What is the most important? In economics, we learned about the order of importance. You know yourself more than anybody else does. You know your aspirations. What do you want to get? Let that determine what learning areas you put first. Then after that, the next thing you want to do is to intentionally search out the people, the places, the materials, and the events that will bring you into the bodies of knowledge that will block the holes of ignorance that you have observed. You must be very intentional about that. And when you have been able to get the knowledge that you need to block the holes of ignorance that you have observed, the next thing you want to make sure you're doing is that you are applying knowledge. You don't just want to post on Facebook that you just bought a book. You don't just want to tell people that you are at a seminar and snap and people get comments, likes, and all that. Your life is more important than comments, likes, and shares. You are on a journey and you must be serious about it. So you want to make sure you're implementing. You find what the knowledge is like cement that you use it, blocking the hole. You want to sit back after a period of time and see what that wall now looks like. You must have a plan for going back to check. You must have a plan for measuring the effectiveness of the knowledge you have acquired. I tell you a story very quickly. One of the best bodies of knowledge that I have come into knowing is what I call the psychology of the child. I went for a training in 2017 and I got to hear that thing for the first time, where I was taught the 5 needs of a child. I went back home, I sat down with that body of knowledge, just one thing in the whole conference, and I internalized it. And the next time I had the opportunity of being with children in the current employment I have now, I threw all the knowledge at them. I applied it and it has brought me tremendous outcomes. It won me the heart of the kids and it made it easier to even help them, because now that the children are convinced that you care about them and you love them, it's easier to pass across whatever you want to pass. So that's how important applying knowledge is. It's not enough that you are honest with yourself. It's not enough that you itemize the gaps of knowledge. It's not enough that you go for the bodies of knowledge that will block the holes of ignorance. It's important that you implement, execute. In the words of Eric Thomas, a motivational speaker I respect so much. So that is that about that. The first truth I want every teacher to understand: you don't know everything, but it's a blessing. It's not a curse. It's not a burden. It's an opportunity to become a better version of yourself by design on a daily, regular basis. I hope this has helped. If it has, please let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments and also in the chats. Until I come your way again, I still remain your friend, Olubenga Oyediro. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.